Hello and welcome to Behind the Lines. I'm Diane Dayton. Today we're going to welcome back Michele Livingston, spiritual visionary, author, and artist. Welcome, Michele. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me back, Diane.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure.
It's great to see you again. And joining us right now we have Eva Beckman. Now, Eva, you've never done this before. How are you feeling right now?
Very excited, very nervous, just a little bit of everything.
That anticipation, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what Michele has for you today.
Hi, Eva.
Hi,
First
how are
time
you?
we've met.
Yes.
So you're new to me. I have a gentleman here on the right calling you Little Eva. Pushing in, pushing in, pushing in. Quite a character. And he almost would not give up. He didn't give up with anything in life. And he's the type that would just push through and keep going. He had a pretty strong mind because he says like a mule. Once he made up his mind, you couldn't force him, you couldn't change him. So this is Dad.
Yes.
I don't want to be called Daddy because she's not a little girl. She's a grown woman, so just tell her it's Dad,
Yeah.
all right? He was proud. The salute means military. He was proud to serve his country. So when they do that, it can be World War II, Korean War, but he was proud to serve.
Korean War.
Was he in Korean War?
Yep.
And
Yep.
he's acknowledging someone who's serving now. Who would be in service now? Or who's in the military? Is there an S name? No, wait, Sam, Steve? Is there a Steve?
Steve. Yes.
Who's that?
That is my brother who just crossed over.
All right, thank you. He's going to bring him through.
Yes.
I don't know if you wanted to hear from Steve, but
Yeah.
he tells me. Well, she didn't mention Steve at all, but Steve's coming through. Oh my goodness, your dad's so happy to be the one to open the door for Steve. Hi, Eva, it's me. He's telling me there were a lot of people at the memorial. There were pictures shown, and there was some fanfare. And he says he
Yes.
did not realize how many people really loved him like that. And he
Yes.
wants you to know he's a hero, and that he's a hero on the other side. Dad's still ornery, he says. Dad's still ornery.
I bet he is.
In a nice way.
I bet he is.
But Steve couldn't let this opportunity go by without saying that you were a good sister to him, that he loves everyone in family.
Steve is a very forward character. I mean, this is perfect to him. He would push his way through anything to get
But
here.
I mean,
He
I
would.
don't feel Eva like he would lay
He
in
would.
bed 10 years. I feel like he went out fairly quick there.
Yes.
He's squaring his shoulders. He loves his friends. He misses it. I'm going like this because his head's going back and forth. Tell
Yeah.
Eva I miss my friends. They were good to me, you know. And you have a son, or he had a son. Did he have a son? If not, he's acknowledging one of your boys.
Cameron was always like a son to him.
One of your boys.
Yes.
He is
Yes.
training to be a spirit guide of Cameron. In other words, when we get over, we pick one or two family members to love and protect. And he
Yes.
says, tell Eva that Cameron's my boy and that I'm training to be his helper. No harm will come to him in an accident. No harm will come to him in a car. You worry about Cameron.
Yes, I do.
So he's putting a lot
Yes,
of
I
light
do.
over Cameron. And then there's an April birthday. Who would that be? April.
Corey.
Is that
My
another
other son.
It's just your dad. Okay, he says, Dad says, I watch Corey, Steve watches Cameron over them. Okay,
Pretty-
as guides.
Yeah, that is very, very true. This
Okay.
is just incredible.
Now, somebody lived in a mobile home at one point years and years ago. Camper, trailer. Do you know?
My dad.
Okay, he's coming in stronger. Well, he says, I'm the one that's the group leader. So he's when they see this, they're going to laugh because they do retain their personality, their mind, and their memory banks. He loved to have a good time.
Yes,
He talked to
yes.
everybody. In fact, he's pulling a chair up. He wants to sit down here.
My dad, you couldn't shut him up. He just was going on and on and on. Sometimes he'd repeat himself. He just was very, very outspoken, very life of the party.
There's an aunt coming through. There's an aunt coming through.
Okay.
You don't have a sister across, or do you?
No.
Then this would be mother's sister. Do you have an aunt?
Yes.
Okay, she's here. And who's Mary?
Mary is my dad's grandmother.
She's here as well.
My mother's sister has passed.
Right. That's who's here. So I have to recap. Dad, who's a character.
Yes.
Steve, your brother.
Yes.
Then I have a Mary figure. I have your mother's mother and an aunt
Yes.
together.
Would be Florence. Yeah.
Yeah. Or Flo. They might have called her Flo. I don't know if they called her Flo. You have quite a group here, Eva. Do you have questions for them at all, real quickly?
Just that Steve, I just hope that he continues to watch over my children. Steve and I were very close growing up.
He goes like this.
Yes. Yes.
And he goes, we're not ready for you yet. Take care of yourself. Okay. You might.
Thank you.
Sarah. So bless you, Eva. You were a joy to work with, and it was your first time, and you did really well for your first time.
I would love to come again because you were right on the nose.
you.
It was awesome, and thank you for having
Thank
me.
you. This has been powerful, hasn't it?
Very.
And we're going to be
Very.
back with another reading by Michele. Stay with us. Welcome back to Behind the Lines. We're with spiritual visionary Michele Livingston. And now joining us, we have Janet Bajorek. And the woman that was just on earlier, Eva, is your sister.
Yes.
And for both of you, this is the first time, isn't it? You've never had a
Yes.
reading before.
Yes, I've had experiences with people that have crossed over, but this is my first reading.
What were you thinking sitting over there listening to what Michelle's been telling your sister?
Very emotional,
Okay.
crying.
So there's been a lot of connections with this, right?
Yes.
Okay, well,
Very
let's
much
see
so.
what else Michele can pull in. And I think
Hi.
we're ready.
Hi.
Eva, so you're new to me as well. So just be open and try to work with me. If that was your sister Eva, I have the dad then, the same father coming in, the same dad. And I had asked Eva in the part one of the show about a pool table. So now, and remember it was Stephen and your dad, so can you confirm it? The pool table.
Yes. In fact, my nephew is in the audience, and he confirmed he was very close with my brother Steve, and he used to take him camping and to the Poconos, and he used to play pool with him.
See, so it's nice to read for family groups because if somebody draws a blank, the other person knows about it. Dad loves you very much, and he does not want you to feel wedged in the middle of the family, and I don't quite know what that means, that you, he wants to individualize you. He wants to pull you out and tell you that you're special, my dear, for some reason, that you're very, very special. He loves the little, he calls her a little girl, loves the little girl born in the month of May. He gives me the birthstone for May, which is an emerald. So who would be a child or a girl born in May?
My daughter, Vicky.
Vicky?
Victoria.
Well, he calls her Vic or Vicky.
Yes.
That's his way of acknowledging her. And he tells me that he'll watch out for her, that there's a lot of changes for her coming up. I don't know quite how old she is. And they are positive changes.
Thank
You might
goodness.
you might be praying for her, Jan. You might be worried about Vicky, but he's behind the scenes helping. Now, I believe in the power of the Creator. You know, I'm a God-centered person. You don't pray to those that have passed. You pray, you know, for their souls, and you
Right.
pray for the living.
Right.
Let me put it that way. But I'm also hearing Bill or William, and I think I got that with your sister. So Bill would be who? Uncle? Would it be
My husband's cousin.
your husband's cousin?
Yes.
Is your father-in-law passed?
Yes.
He's here, and they want to talk about Billy. So it would be a cousin. He is watching out for Bill or Billy. You're going to hear about this. There's some changes coming up for Bill. It's not a big deal, but you're going to hear about it. All right.
Okay.
And I have a lot of in-laws that come through, Janet, only because you're so linked together and bonded together. You know, you and your husband. I have two grandmothers then. I have Mary and I have your mother's
And my
mother.
mother's. I never knew her.
That doesn't matter. They
But
see and
my-
know you.
Yeah, my mother has been really talking about her lately. She
Huh?
said to me the other day, I wish you would have been able to know her.
There's going to be a reunion. There's going to be something happen probably towards summertime insofar as picnics. I don't know if you ever got together. Did you ever get together with picnics in summer?
Yeah, yes,
'Cause
we
she's-
have, but not lately.
Well, you
but we're
need-
planning.
You need to, because she's acknowledging. Now, Janet, she says, you're the one that kind of is the glue that holds the family together. You better call everybody and get a reunion going this summer. She's mentioning July 4th and or Labor Day, which would take me to September. All right?
We were thinking Labor Day.
Were you thinking Labor Day? That's her way of acknowledging that she's kind of prompting it for you guys to get together. When they're on the other side, they love family groups. They love to come down on birthdays or celebrations. And somebody's getting married. You probably don't even know that yet. There's a wedding coming up.
No,
Somebody.
I do know that.
Do you know? Who is it?
My nephew.
Guess
Andrew.
what? She's going to be at the wedding. Your dad's going to be at the wedding. They think it's great. They think it's great. She looks shocked.
I am, because my nephew lived with my dad when he was 3 for a long time, and he really loved my dad.
Well,
My
your
dad
dad's going
loved
to be
him.
there. And there's a baby conceived, but your dad goes, not yet. We can't put the cart before the horse. Not yet. I'll be there with bells on, your dad says. You okay? I'll be there with bells on, your dad says. When we love, the bond of love is never broken. So love carries on. And when they come through, they want you to know it's going to be okay. All right?
Okay.
And there's a lot of love here. Dad, Stephen, Mary, mother's mother. Questions for them?
We miss him very much, Steve, and my dad.
I know you do.
And also my father-in-law. We're glad he's not suffering anymore.
Right.
How has this been?
Wonderful. Wonderful. I guess
hopefully it's a comfort.
Yes, it is. It is a comfort. Yeah.
And when you sit back and reflect on this too, you'll probably get more, as I know you've said in the past too, Michele. It'll come.
God bless you.
Thank you
Thank you so much for being here,
having me.
Michele Livingston and Janet. We'd like to thank Freeze Flowers for our gorgeous flowers on our set. And thank you for joining us. I'm Diane Dayton with Behind the Lines. And remember, keep looking behind the lines. You might be surprised what you find.